Today, I'll be breaking down how you can get more high-ticket clients from YouTube by boosting your traffic from other social media platforms. Whether that be on LinkedIn, X, or even on Reddit, you can use any of these platforms to drive an infinite amount of traffic, qualified traffic. So if you're looking to generate more leads from YouTube and close a lot more deals, this is the exact strategy you should be doing. So let's quickly just jump straight into it. So as you can see on your screen, here are just some quick examples of some clients of mine who have used other social media platforms to promote their YouTube videos. Most of these are from LinkedIn, since this is the platform where I first contacted my clients and where they are most active on. But this is a good example of what you could possibly be doing if you were to use other social media platforms like X, Instagram, Facebook groups, etc. But as you can see, a lot of the content that they were uploading on LinkedIn gained a lot of interactions and impressions by their readers. And this is how, like for MJ, who helps e-learning designers gamify their training experience, was able to get a book call per day just by promoting her YouTube channel through the LinkedIn content. I'll be talking a little bit more about MJ later on in this video. Now, with that being said, I'll be quickly going over the current content system agency owners and coaches do when they try to drive traffic. So this is the content system that a lot of people typically do when they first start out their social media journey for content creation. Every agency owner and coach is hopping on the current trend of starting their own channel, but there is actually a lot of misconceptions when it comes to running it successfully. At the moment, this is what a typical content funnel looks like. YouTube is oftentimes categorized as another social media platform, just like Instagram, TikTok, or even LinkedIn. What a lot of agency owners and coaches do for these platforms is that they make a lot of surface level content that is very easily pumped out to a bunch of other platforms. And the reason why they do this is to help drive a lot more awareness for their personal brand and offer. In other words, they're trying to stir up a lot of conversations, getting in touch with a lot of people, building up their personal brands, as I mentioned earlier, in order to drive a lot more awareness for themselves. And in terms of the content that they're uploading, it's mostly focused on being very helpful, bringing new types of insights, and drives new viewers or readers that they've never heard of them before. And by doing this, a lot of these agency owners and coaches are able to grow their following a lot faster and scale their personal brands. However, when it comes to converting a lot of this new traffic from the top of funnel over as potential leads, this is where the issues start arising. So for the majority of this time, these agency owners and coaches would try to promote their products, service, or offer to their viewers and readers. They would literally tell them more about their products that they're developing and try to force them over into converting over and checking it out. But because of all the surface level content and basic content that they've been uploading previously on their social media platforms, a lot of their followers aren't as interested since they only follow them from the beginning for their surface level content. With this content funnel which I'm currently showing you, you often would be praying that your audience do hopefully convert over and find more information about the offer you're trying to provide for them themselves. But here is where this becomes a problem for you. Your viewers and readers don't want to do the work of discovering you by themselves. Your viewers are all very busy. They already got the answers from you from the surface level content you uploaded, and there's just no desire to check out your offer or even any of your case studies. There is a crucial missing part in this funnel that gets them from your top of funnel content and your surface level content into seeing the value you can offer to them if they were to, purchase your products, see your service, and check out your entire offer. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is that you need a tool or stage that nurtures your viewers into seeing you as an authority figure or as a go-to expert. And this leads me into the next part I want to show you, which is the YouTube optimized content funnel. Now, with this new funnel, this is how you should actually run your YouTube channel and implement it into your content strategy. So instead of treating your channel as if it's another social media platform, you should view YouTube as the next step tool to nurture your surface level viewers or readers from other social platforms and seeing yourself as the go-to expert. So in this diagram, this is exactly how it should really look like. So starting at the top of the funnel, this is very similar to what the old content funnel was all about, by uploading surface level content that helps boost your own discovery and more about your personal brand. And essentially, you're trying to grow your following base to get more viewers, more followers very interested in who you are. But where this funnel differs is that instead of uploading a bunch of basic content to your YouTube channel, you'll instead be creating videos that drive a ton of free value from from the top of funnel all the way down to the YouTube videos. So this could include making videos about, case studies, showing your entire process and generating results, and you can even upload client interviews. You essentially want to show all your cards in your YouTube videos and then position yourself as the go-to person when it comes to how you can actually implement those cards properly and successfully. So what we are trying to do with a YouTube channel is to add that layer that was missing from the original funnel, which is the conversion stage for your audience. And that's why channels like Alex Hormozi are just so successful. Instead of just uploading short videos and just pretty basic content on YouTube, which there is already a plenty of them out there already, Hormozi prefers to upload longer videos packed with value, case studies, and full-on process breakdowns in order to nurture his viewers. And to drive a new source of traffic to consistently find about his personal brand, Hormozi creates an insane amount of content on other social media platforms that covers the surface level content automatically for him, whether that be in a written format or in short form videos like on Instagram Reels or TikTok. Now, because of this, that's how Hormozi is able to nurture a lot of his audience to either work with him personally in like the school games back then or on acquisition.com or buy his books or products. But of course, Hormozi is a big case study since he has a giant team growing his social media accounts for him. But this is not to say that you should also use every social media account to find the same level of success. So to put this funnel into practice, I'll be showing you 2 case studies of how you can leverage one extra social media platform in order to help promote your YouTube channel and drive a lot of qualified traffic to make the conversion process significantly a lot easier for yourself. As I mentioned earlier, this is MJ. She helps a lot of e-learning designers gamify their training experience. Now, to be very upfront with y'all who is watching this video, I didn't implement this strategy of using other social media platforms for MJ. In fact, this is a strategy that MJ implemented herself before we started working together. We only started working together just to help her create more YouTube videos consistently and a lot more efficiently for her content creation strategy. But I still included this case study because I thought it would be a really great example of how you can still use other social media platforms like LinkedIn to promote your YouTube channel and drive more traffic. So to start off, MJ ran a test back then to see which platform worked better for her, either her LinkedIn page or her YouTube channel. So after stopping her content on YouTube for 1 to 2 months for this test, she found out that her booking rate literally dropped all the way to 0. And she also found that her LinkedIn content did not get her any new bookings. And the main reason behind that is, as I mentioned earlier, is because of all the surface level content that just doesn't help nurture or convert any viewers, readers, or followers of hers. So in other words, dropping YouTube entirely caused a huge stagnation for her business. But after re-implementing YouTube with her LinkedIn content strategy, she was able to bounce back and get a book call per day. So how does she do it? Well, what MJ knew is that there was a lot of these e-learning designers that were pretty active on LinkedIn. So it's a no-brainer for her to create content on that platform. So when creating her LinkedIn content, she made sure that every post centered around the YouTube videos that she was about to upload. And as you can see from these examples, she will include enough information that drive interest and intrigue for her videos. Oftentimes, even explaining maybe the first point in her video and then promoting the video right after if her viewers just want to learn a little bit more information about that. And as for the call to action in the post, MJ would always write something along the lines of, if you want to see more of this content, as I mentioned earlier, you should watch this video. And as you can see, she has included the direct link to her videos, and this is another example of what I mean right here. So if her viewers are really interested in her and really want to learn more on what she has to offer, they can always click on that video from that call to action. But not only that, MJ also remembered to include the thumbnail and the actual YouTube channel mentioned in her post in order to have her viewers and readers understand that this is a YouTube video that you should definitely convert over and watch on her YouTube channel. So including the thumbnail made it a lot more easier for her viewers to recognize that this is a YouTube video. That's what I was trying to explain. And when those readers and followers do click on that YouTube video, they are immediately greeted with a ton of free valuable content that they cannot receive in a written format on LinkedIn. Because from what I know is that LinkedIn posts have a character word limit. So a YouTube video makes it a lot more easier to put in information that would have been cut out from LinkedIn. So in her videos, MJ often would talk a lot about some relatable case studies, uses real life examples to prove her points, and even share her screens quite oftenly in her videos to show her viewers exactly what she is trying to explain. And she would also throw games in there because she focuses more on gamification anyways. And just by promoting her YouTube videos on LinkedIn, she was able to grow her traffic source and now consistently receives around 1,000 views for each of her videos. And I can guarantee you that each of those viewers are highly nurtured readers of hers from her LinkedIn page. Now, with this newfound traffic source, 99% of her viewers would check out her other content that she has been uploading on her channel. It's a really positive loop that the viewers would click onto the videos from the LinkedIn post, watch the videos, be very intrigued about it, click on her YouTube channel, and consistently continue watching the other content that is uploaded on her YouTube page. And through this repetitive process of her viewers rewatching MJ's videos over and over again, they will become convinced to convert over to her website and book a call with her, or even reach out to her in the LinkedIn DMs. And that's how MJ is able to get a massive amount of qualified viewers flooding into her YouTube channel and then converting them over to a great book call rate of 1 book call per day. And that's how MJ is able to get a massive amount of qualified viewers, converting and getting her that book call rate of 1 per day. But this is not the only case study I wanted to cover when it comes to using other social media platforms. So when I used to run my old YouTube channel, which is where I focus on helping a lot of high school students apply to my university program, I actually promoted a lot of my videos on Reddit. Now, the reason why I used Reddit is because I know that there's a lot of high school students that frequent Reddit, search up their problems on Reddit, and ask a lot of questions anonymously. So I thought this would be a really great source of traffic for my YouTube channel. And it's pretty much a typical Gen Z thing to search up your problems on the internet and get an answer to it. So Reddit was just a no-brainer for me. So with this in mind, what I would do is go find some forum posts created by high school students looking to get into my program and send them a really thorough answer as a response. And at the end of my answers, as you can see from these examples, I would attach my YouTube videos so they can convert over and watch it at their own time. Now, since posts on Reddit are always public, there were a lot of other high school students that turned towards these posts to find similar answers to the questions that were already being asked. So in turn, they would easily stumble upon my YouTube videos just because of the answers that I was leaving for these posts. And as you can see from these examples, I went to a lot of forums to make these posts, and I made a lot of in-depth responses for these high school students. As you can see, I literally wrote a whole paragraph for this. I've been focusing more on these responses than my actual homework when I was in university. And most of the time, these videos I am promoting are in direct connection to what I was explaining to them as an answer. So as you can see, this video was more focused on the courses Eco 101 and Eco 102, and I had very specific videos uploaded about the topic already. As you can see, I have a video about how to pass Eco 101, Eco 102. These two guys were asking about the supplementary application form when it comes to applying to my university, and I had an exact video responding to that issue. So in these videos that I was uploading, I often shared a lot about my own experiences being in the program, sharing real examples of what you should be doing during like the application process, during the course enrollment, how do you get through the course, how do you survive the course. And I would create answers to these common questions being asked by high school students, since I already know what they're asking about on Reddit. And because of my efforts on Reddit, I was able to generate over a dozen qualified leads, if you would like to call them, in the first month, and over 50 plus comments being made for each of my YouTube videos. But of course, I did not charge any of these high school students because I just felt really bad charging some kids that just wanted some help applying to their dream university program. So no money was made from this, so that's why I was like, it's kind of like leads. But in a way, this demonstrates that you can use other social media platforms to promote your YouTube channel to drive a qualified source of traffic. And even till this day, my videos are still gaining views, and high school students are actively still reaching out to me 4 to 5 years later. And as you see, these views are still steadily growing. In fact, this video is still performing exceptionally very well even till this day. And that is everything you need to know when it comes to driving more high ticket clients to your YouTube channel by promoting it on other social media platforms. If you're really consistent with this strategy, it can completely transform your channel into a tool that nurtures your audience and books more calls for your business. But here's the reality. Most coaches and agency owners don't actually have the time to handle all of this themselves. Researching topics, writing scripts, editing the videos, designing the thumbnails, repurposing the content across other platforms, this can easily become a full-time job. And that's exactly what I help out with my own clients. So if you'd rather skip all the trial and error and have every part of the YouTube growth process handled for you, you should click the first link in the description and book a call with me. We'll chat about your channel, your goals, and see how I can help turn your YouTube channel into a consistent client generating machine. But other than that, you should definitely implement the strategy that I just talked about in this video into your content funnel and go kill it on YouTube.